Hello YouTube, today I want to show you a Lyrilusc deck profile. The ban list was pretty harsh on the deck, really crippling the Lyrilusc side, limited the searcher, the not once per turn searcher, the recital Starlink, and also getting rid of Simorgh was pretty harsh on the deck. But still the birds are a pretty good engine and they can set up a lot of plays for your Tri-Brigade because they need fuel in the graveyard to activate their effects. So the deck is pretty vital. It's not as good and consistent as it was, but it's still good. So let's start with the main deck. For the Tri-Brigade monsters, of course, 3 Fraktall sends your 2-card combo piece to the graveyard, which is the Sparrow. When you need it in the graveyard and you activate it, you open Wabler, so you gotta maximize on this. 3 Nervall, you can search it. It's pretty much a Lyrilusc, but not in the name. It's a level 1 winged beast and a wing monster, so yeah, Nervall is needed at 3. Also 2 Kitt and 2 Kerass. I see people play 1-on-1. I do wanna sometimes open Kerass for the extra extender, and also Kitt to load up the graveyard and maybe use this material on field to send more fuel in the graveyard. And the 1 Revolt, of course, since you're playing the Lyrilusc package, you don't need 3 Revolt because Beryl locks you into XYZs, and also the Bearbrumm locks you into Tri-Brigades after you activate the effect to search the Revolt, so they conflict a little bit, but it's still good, a one-off. Next, for the bird package, 3 Wabler. Of course, you want to see her and Sparrow in your opening hand, and also they get a new addition in the bird call, which is just a Rhoda for the archetype, and also special summon, which is pretty nice. And next, of course, 2 Swallow is the extender. If you control a winged beast, you can special summon her and another level 1 winged beast monster from your hand. So that's still the combo, but you don't end on 3 searches. And Beryl gives you that for material bounce you needed the end phase. Also, it's good just to make Zeus. And the 1 Wagtail searches your bird call, and also he can attach itself from the graveyard to any XYZ Lyrilusc monster. And of course, the consistency card, 3 bird call, absolutely good card. If you open bird call and a handful of birds, you can still play because you can also special summon the name you didn't search with this card, so it's super nice. Next, for hand traps, to play 3 Ash Blossom, of course, real good. 3 Ogres, really like an Ogre in this format. And next, 2 Ghost Bells. Ghost Bells is hit or miss. If you're playing against Prank Kids, it's good. If you're playing against PK, it's good, which is in mass this format. But some matchups, I always tend to side it for Lancias. So depending on your locals, you can choose to main Lancia or Belle, but yeah, I chose Belle because it's like more universal, and also the Lancia can sometimes hurt me as well if I'm going with a set Revolt. I don't have the interruption with the Omen. Next, yeah, 3 Imperm for monster negation, of course. Then for one-offs, play 1 Tenki to search your Fraktall, 1 Foolish. If you didn't open the Fraktall to send the Sparrow, you can play Foolish, and if you didn't open your Tri-Brigade monsters, you can Foolish the Nervall and search Tri-Name. 1 for 1 to special summon, of course, it's pretty good. And the 1 Called by the Grave to somehow protect our plays. And that's it for the main deck, 40 card main deck. Next, for the extra, 2 Bearbrumm. I do play 2. I used to play the Almirage, but I think this deck is more birds than Tri-Brigade, so I'd rather have the extender I need to, let's say, special summon a Sparrow from my hand and not neg or continue to search cards for my deck than rather just make an Apollousa and pass. So I chose to cut Almirage for the second Bearbrumm, for the second Ferrijit, and now one Bearbrumm, of course. You go through it. If some specific hand you didn't open any birds, you can go for Bearbrumm, because usually I want to end on Apollousa, a bounce from the new XYZ, the Assembly, the Robin, and also a bounce from the Ancient Warrior. So this comes up like late game or some specific hands. Next, the one Rugal, so link 3, pretty much that's the only use he has in this deck, just the link 3. We can special summon with the Tri-Brigade effect, and then 2 Shuraigs. You burn one in some specific combo when you want. You know your opponent's not playing a Beryl, or you have a read and he's not playing a Beryl, and you want to go for the full combo, then you can burn one and still have one to interrupt your opponent during your next turn. Next, Ancient Double Dragon Lords. Pretty nice. And the way I play the deck, I usually end on this as my 3rd or 4th bounce. Next, one YuGiOh to shuffle DB. Also, I don't main deck DD Crow, because it's like hit or miss this format. Also, if I want to get rid of the DPE, I'll just go for YuGiOh and shuffle it back, and maybe go for Accesscode game. Apollousa, you always want to end on her or with the birds. Nowadays, you want to special summon as much birds as possible to make an early Apollousa, so that Nibiru does nothing. And also for OTKs, one Accesscode Talker. And as I said in previous videos, I always will play this package, so YuGiOh and Accesscode, in my Tri-Brigade decks. Next, for the XYZ part, Starling, you limit it. It searches you a level 1 wing beast from your deck. Assembly, this card can win you so many games. You just get this to 1k, deal 4k damage, and a 6 material Zeus. It's pretty much game for most of the decks. They don't open Forbidden Droplet. Then the Assembly, the Robin. It's also nice. It can get up to 4 bounces, 2200 attack, and also when sent to the graveyard, it can hand you follow-up. Let's say like a Berry to make a Zeus during your next turn to break your opponent's board. And speaking of Zeus, one downer to get our Zeus to 6 materials, and one and only Divine Arsenal Zeus to round up this deck profile. The deck is still playable. I played online locals, went 4-0. I also play in-person locals, which is not really competitive, but still managed to be undefeated to 3-0 and 6-0 in total. Like, I didn't drop any games. So yeah, the deck is still good. And that's it for the deck profile, and see you on the next one.